Hi, this is Joe from 13 Top Tricks, and this is Taste of Bridge, Part 2, Lesson 3. Here are the practice hands. Let's go ahead and get started. So, first practice hand, North is the dealer, and we're going to count up our high card points. And it looks like we have 14 high card points, but we learned that when we've got a 5 card suit, we get to count 1 extra point for that. So this is a total of 15 total points. 14 are from high cards and 1 for length and hearts. We're going to go ahead and open this 1 heart. It's an opening hand, and it's kind of in the middle. Um, Next player is going to pass, and now we get to the south player. Now, what do we have in the south hand? Well, it looks like 10 points. An ace, a king, a queen, and a jack. That adds up to 10. And do we have heart support for partner? Yes, we've got 4 of them. We need at least 3 to guarantee that 8 card fit. We know we have a fit. We're going to be playing this in hearts. How much should we raise? We should raise to 3. 3 hearts says I have 10 to 12 points. Now, what do we have? 15. So 15 plus 10 minimum is 25, and we have a heart fit. We really should attempt the game and bid 4 hearts. Now, what's a good lead? A good lead from the east hand. The first thing you want to look for is the top of a sequence of honors. And we've got one, king, queen, 10, 4 in spades. We should lead the king of spades. Now, what's the first thing we have to do when the dummy comes down? We have to count our losers. So remember, when we're playing in a trump contract, we count our losers. All right. Let's just start with the heart suit. Well, we're missing the ace of hearts. Okay, fine. Nothing we can do about that. It's the top trump. We're always going to lose it. We have 9 of them. The only big one we're missing is the ace. Spades. Well, once the ace is gone, it'll cover one of our losers in the north hand, but then we've got 2 losing spades. So we're up to 3 losing cards so far. Diamonds. No losers there. I've got the king to take care of the 5, and then I have ace queen, no problem. Then I have a losing club. I'm missing the ace. But once the ace is gone, the king or queen will be promoted. So how many losers can I afford? Only 3, and I counted 4. So I'm going to have to figure out something to do with one of those losers. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it. Okay. Well, what could I do? One of the things that I could try, one of the things I might look for is a finesse, but I don't see any finesses. Um, so that's not going to work. Is there a suit, a winner, that I could discard a loser on? Ah, yes. Look at these diamonds. What if I were to use the diamonds to discard a losing spade? That's my plan. I'm going to take the ace of spades. Now, if I draw trump right now, what can happen? If I draw trump, the opponent will get control, and they can cash their 2 spades, and then I'm toast. I can't make it. I can't let the opponent get control before I discard a losing spade. So I have to wait just a little while to draw trump. I know it's tempting with 9 of them to draw them, but I have something very important to do first. I have to get rid of a losing spade. So I'm going to play the diamonds first, and I'm really hoping that nobody trumps a diamond. If they trump a diamond, I'm in trouble. Now, I've got this winning queen of diamonds. I'm going to use it to discard a losing spade from the south hand. Whew, they didn't trump it. Great. Now what? Now I can draw the trumps. So I'll go ahead and draw a trump. They'll take their ace. But you see now, I've lost one heart. I've got no losing hearts left. I have one losing spade, but after that, I can trump it in the dummy. I'm going to get rid of that loser by trumping it. And then I have one losing club. So I'm just going to lose a spade. And I'll eventually lose a club. But if they play another spade, I'm just going to trump it. They'll finish drawing the trump over here. Okay, the trump are now gone, and you can see that the only card I have left to lose is the ace of clubs. I'll go ahead and play that now. They can have their ace, but this queen is now a good card. I've got no losers left. I've lost 3 tricks. I'll make my contract. Okay, here's hand number 2. East is the dealer, and what do we have? It looks like 14 high card points plus a 5-card heart suit. That's a total of 15. We're going to open one heart. South will pass. And now we come to the West hand. What does West have? First, they do have heart support for us. Great. We have a heart fit. At least 8. In this case, we know we have 9. How many points do we have? Ace, king, queen, that's 9 high card points. But the shape isn't great. It's 4, 3, 3, 3. That's the least attractive hand pattern that you can have because we can't trump anything in the West hand. We like to trump things. If there's a trump suit, we can't trump anything. But it's a minimum raise. So 6 to 9 points, 1 heart, 2 hearts. Now, we look at this 15 total point hand and we ask ourselves, what is the most partner can have? The most partner can have is 9 points. Okay? 9 plus 15 is 24. Do we get to 25? No, we didn't make it to 25. There's no likely game available for East and West. So, if there's no game possible, we pass. There's no reason to raise to 3 hearts. In fact, if you invite partner to 3 hearts, you're saying, partner, if you've got 9, I want you to bid game. And they would accept. If you bid 3 hearts with the East hand, they will bid 4 because they've got a maximum 2 heart bid. We don't want to go to game. We know there's no game. There's no benefit to going to 3 hearts, so we pass. Opening lead, top of a sequence. South is the leader. Do we have a sequence? It's one of the very first things you should look for. Queen, Jack, 10, 9. That's a great sequence. It's unlikely to give a trick away if we lead that. Now, the dummy comes down. We have to count our losers. We're going to start with the heart suit. We have no losing hearts. We have all the top hearts. Ace, king, queen, jack, 10. We're only missing 4. So there's no losing hearts. Spades. How many spades are losers in the East hand? Well, the ace in the dummy covers one of them. And we have 2 losing spades after that. Diamonds. First thing you want to think about when the queen of diamonds is played is who has the ace. Well, I'm sorry to say, but the ace is probably in the north hand. Why? If we're in a trump suit contract, a suit contract, we don't lead a card in a suit that's lower than the ace if we have the ace. So there's very little chance that South is holding the ace of diamonds. That means that North has the ace of diamonds. The ace of diamonds is sitting over the king. That's bad. That means that our diamonds are both losers. The king is not going to score a trick. It's just not. Clubs. We've got two losing clubs. The ace is a winner, but we've got two losing. The queen and the three are losers. So two losing spades, two losing diamonds, two losing clubs. We can only afford five losers, and we have six. So we have to try and find a way to get rid of one of the losers. Now, the first thing I would try would be actually to play a low diamond. I'm not going to cover the king, cover with the king, because I know the North player has the ace. Now, I know they have the ace, but what if the ace were a singleton? What if they only had one diamond and it was a singleton ace? They would have to play it now, and my king would be good. What if they had a doubleton ace? I can hold out, and when they play it again, I'll duck. If the ace of diamonds were only two to start with, if they only had two to start with, they would now have to play it. Well, that's not the case, but I did take my chance. All right. So they're going to play another one. And now I've won the ace of, I've trumped the ace of diamonds. And now I have to work on my losers. Okay. Is there any place I can dump a losing spade? Oh, no. I don't have a long side suit anywhere. I can't get rid of a losing spade. Can I get rid of a losing club? Can I dump it somewhere? No. There's no long suit in the dummy to discard a losing club. So I've eliminated discarding a loser from my possibilities. What else could I try? Well, I'm missing the king. I've got the ace and the queen. What can I do with this? When you see an ace-queen combination, one of the things you should think about is maybe I should try a finesse. What's a finesse? A finesse is an attempt to win a trick with a card that's not high. So I have to imagine the king of clubs is missing. Where would I like it to be? Well, if it's in the north hand, I can try a finesse. And let me show you how this works. I cross to the dummy. I know the 10 will be good enough. And what I have to do is I have to lead a low card toward the ace queen. When you have two big cards, like the ace and the queen, with the middle one missing, this is called a tennis. Okay? In bridge, this is called a tennis. We lead toward the tennis. A low card toward our ace queen. Now, the north player now has to make a decision. Should they go high or should they just play low? Well, the normal thing to do is just to play low and see what happens. I try the queen, hoping that the north player has the king. If they do, the queen will hold. Now, if the south player has the king, the finesse will not work. A finesse is usually about 50-50. There's a 50% chance the king is in the north, 50% it's in the south. I take my 50-50 shot and it wins. All right. The queen took a trick. The definition of a finesse again is taking a trick with a card that's not high. The queen is not the highest card in the suit. We won with the queen. Now, how many losers do we have? No losing hearts. We still have two losing spades and one losing club. So we've got three losers. We've lost two. We're going to make it. We draw the last two trump. They break 1 and 1. Great. Now we just have our two losing spades and our losing club. Nothing we can do about it. Making 8 tricks, and we make our contract. All right, hand number 3. South is the dealer. All right, what do we have? We have a very nice hand. I've got 19 high card points here. I have 5 hearts. That means 1 extra point for that. We've got 20 points. We're going to open a heart. North. They have 8 highs. Do they have heart support? Yes, they have at least 3 hearts. They have exactly 3 hearts, in fact. And they're going to bid 2 hearts. 6 to 9 points is what this says. How many do we have? 20. 20 high card points. 20 plus at least 6 points out of partner is 26. We have at least 26 points in the partnership. That means game. We bid 4 hearts. You know, you go. And we play 4 hearts. Lead. Queen of diamonds, the top of a sequence. That's a great lead. When the dummy comes down, we have to count our losers. Now, hearts, no losing hearts. We have all the tops, the top 5. Spades. Well, we have the ace, but after that, we've got these 2 little spades. Those are losers. So we got 2 losers there. Diamonds. I've got the ace and the king. After that, I've got 2 losing diamonds. So we've got 4 losers. Uh-oh. Oh, king of clubs is a loser, right? They're missing the ace. We got work to do. We got work to do. We have to find a way to get rid of at least 2 of the losers. Now, what's one of the ways we can get rid of a loser? We can discard it on a winner. We can discard it on a winner. Are there any winners? Well, what could I do? The clubs. I've got the king and the queen and the jack. If I can get the ace out, what can I do? Well, I got these clubs up here now. The queen and the jack would be winners. And I don't have any clubs left in my hand after the king is gone. Okay, here's what I should do. I should get the clubs set up. I should promote. And then use the queen and the jack to discard a couple losers. That's my plan. Now, there's a problem, though. Once I play the king of clubs, I don't have any clubs to get back up to the dummy. Is there another way I can get to the dummy? Oh, yes, the hearts. Okay, I got to remember, I got to save a heart to get back to the dummy. If I use all my hearts in the dummy, I won't be able to get back to those winners. So I got to remember, thinking ahead, I have to save a heart for later so I can get to that dummy. If you don't save a heart, you'll strand the winners up there, and then you won't make it. All right, I got my plan. Diamond, diamond, and I'll grab the ace or the king. Now, remembering that I need to save the hearts to get to the dummy, I'm going to play the club first. Now, one of 2 things is going to happen. The West player may see that king come out of your hand and they may fly up with the ace. Or they may look at the dummy and say, wait a minute, that's exactly what they want me to do. I'm going to pass. I'm not going to set that queen and jack up for the declarer. No, I don't know that king was a singleton. I may come to regret that decision, but I see that helping the declarer is not something I want to do. I think playing the ace is going to help the declarer. I think I know what their plan is. I'm guessing that they want to set the queen jack up, and I'm going to be difficult. And then the declarer thinks, well, darn, that didn't quite go as I planned. Okay, fine. I'll cross to the dummy with a heart. I know the jack is good enough. Now, here's the neat thing. Even though that they held that ace up and this queen is not a winner, I'm going to go ahead and play it. And my goal is to force the ace out. Now watch this. I planned on discarding a loser on the queen of clubs anyway. And you know what? I still am. I'm going to drop the six of spades on that losing club. They're going to take the ace. And this technique that I just showed you was putting a loser on a loser. I knew the queen wasn't a winner. I knew it was a loser. But it promoted the jack, and at the same time, I got a discard. Now they continue playing diamonds. I'll take my king. And now I'm going to go up to the ace of hearts. Now I'm going to play the jack of clubs. And I'm going to ditch another loser. Now I could have ditched either a diamond or a spade loser. Either one would do the job. I just chose a spade. Now they cash a winning diamond. Oops. What did I do? Sorry, dump a spade. Oh, sorry. The jack of clubs was good. And now I'm going to draw the last trump. Trump are gone. And now you see that I will lose just the two diamonds. I've got a losing diamond here. And the 4 is actually tall. And now the rest of my hand is good. I made my 10 tricks. All right. Okay, hand number 4. This time West is our dealer. And they have a nice 18 count. Plus 1 point for the length in hearts. This is a 19-point hand. So we open 1 heart. Pass. East. They've got 7 points. Do they have hearts? Yes, 3 of them. They're small, but that's okay. We're just promising numbers. 3 or more hearts, 6 to 9 points. That's a simple 2-heart raise. Okay, well, what are we going to do? 4 hearts. We have 19 total points. Our partners promised us 6 to 9. That's at least 25 in the partnership. We have enough for game. We know we go. So we're in 4 hearts. Top of a sequence. This time the queen, jack, 10 of spades is our lead. We lead off the top here. And now we've got to count our losers. So we don't have any losing hearts unless the suit were to divide 5-0. But that's unlikely. We hope they don't break 5-0. If somebody's got 5 cards to the 10, they would have a winning heart. Let's hope that doesn't happen. They don't. That's pretty unlikely. Spades. We've the ace and the king. We've got 1 more spade that is a loser. So we got 1 losing spade. Diamonds, 2 losing diamonds. Uh-oh. So we're up to 3 losers. And we have the ace and the king of clubs, but after that, we've got 1 loser. Oh, crud. We've got 4 losers. We can only afford 3. Is there anything that we can do about it? Okay. Is there a finesse? Do I have something that looks like ace queen or ace king jack? Anything like that? No. After the ace and king of clubs, I don't have any high cards. Oh, okay. Diamonds. Ugh, 2 diamond losers. 2. Nothing I can do there. No finesse. Is there a long suit? That's the next place we look. Do I have a long suit? Well, other than hearts, what's my next longest combined suit? Oh, clubs. Whenever you see an 8-card suit, you should look at that as an asset and think to yourself, well, is there something I can do with this? Well, maybe. Long suits take tricks, don't they? Long suits take tricks. We see this in no trump, don't we? Long suits can take tricks. I have length and clubs. I've got 5 of them here and 3 in my hand. There are 8 in my hands. 5 are missing. What if those clubs were to divide 2 and 3? Well, let's see. I take the ace of spades. I want to save the king because I'm going to set up my clubs. But I'm going to draw the trump first. But the clubs offer me an opportunity. If I can set the clubs up, I might be able to use the long clubs in the east hand to discard losers from my hand. Okay? So I take the ace of spades. I want to save the king for an entry. I might need it. I'm going to draw a trump. Now, I've got 8 of them. I know there are 5 missing, so I'm counting. 4 gone. 8 are gone. I've used 8 of the trump. I've pulled 8. I have 4. There's 1 trump left. Well, let's get it. I don't want them to ruff anything. The trump are now gone. I've counted all of them. Now I'm going to work on my clubs. And it's the same counting. I've got 8 clubs. There are 5 missing. I'm going to count. Went around once. 4 are gone. Went around twice. 8 are gone. 8 clubs are gone. I have 4 left. There's only 1 club left. I'm going to play it. Once I play it, and they take the jack, the 9 and the 7 are good. Now, the south player knows that the 9 and the 7 are good. They know the king of spades is high because they saw the west player play the ace. When the dummy has discards, we want to cash our winners right away. Now, normally you shouldn't lead an ace from ace queen, but in this case you should because you don't want the losers to disappear. You don't want the declares losers to disappear. If they have losers, you want to take them now. All right. Now you've cashed your winning diamonds on defense, and now they'll ruff the diamond. And you see now the dummies clubs are good because we are carefully remembering how many clubs were out, and we very carefully set these up so that we can use them for discards. So this hand involved 2 things. You needed to preserve your entry to the dummy, and you needed to set your long side suit up. Okay, so when you see your hand, if you've got a long suit that isn't trump, you should consider that an asset and look at it and ask yourself, can I use this to get tricks? Okay, long suits can generate tricks through length. We saw this in earlier lessons. Don't forget. Okay, hand number 5. North is the dealer, and they have 13 high card points plus 1 point for length in spades. So we're going to open a spade. What does South have? They have 7 high card points. They have 1 point for doubleton heart. 2 hearts to doubleton. That's worth 1 extra point. So they have 8 points. Do they have a spade fit? Yes. Okay. Two spades. Pass, pass, pass. We didn't raise past two spades because we've got 13 high card points plus one for length, 14. Even if partner has 9, which is the most they're going to have, that's not enough for game. If you can't get to 25, 26 points, somewhere around that area or bigger, then you should just play in a part score. You should pass. Two spades is enough. Opening lead, top of a sequence. Okay. Now, counting our losers. Where are the losers? Well, we don't have any losing clubs because we have got the ace, and then the king can cover the 8. So no losing clubs. We have one losing diamond. We've got the ace, but after that, we've got a little guy. So we've got a losing diamond. Losing hearts, 3. The 2, the 3, the jack, those are losers. The ace is a winner. So I'm already up to 5 losers. I don't like this. I've got 2 losing spades. I've got the ace and the king that are missing. There's not much I can really do about that. They're trumps, and they're the big trumps, and they're missing. So if I don't come up with a way to get rid of some of these losers, I'm in trouble because I've got 1 losing diamond, 3 losing hearts, and 2 losing spades. Okay? So what can I do? Well, one of the ways to get rid of a loser is to try a finesse. Do I have something that looks like an ace queen or a king jack? Oh, I got ace jack. Oh, that's not good enough though. I don't think that's going to work because if I try a low card to the jack, if they capture it with the king or the queen, well, then I still have 3 losers. The only way finessing the jack would work is if West had both the king and the queen, and that's not a great shot. It's 1 in 4. All right, that's not great. What else could I do with the hearts? Is there any way I could get rid of a heart loser? Is there anything I could do about it? Ah, I've only got 2 hearts in the south hand. What if I trumped a heart? What if I trumped a heart? Well, that might work. If I trump a heart. Well, first I got to get rid of the hearts from this hand. I got to play them. All right, fine. So I take a club and I'll play ace of hearts. They'll obviously play low. Now I'll play a little heart. They might go up with the 10. Now, you have to think on defense here. Why didn't the declarer draw trump? What's going on? Why did they play the hearts first? Well, you can see the dummy. The south hand is the one that's on the table. Why did they lose the hearts to you? They must need to trump in the dummy. Well, should I let them? No, I'm not going to let them. I'm going to play trump. When I think that declare needs to trump in the dummy and they haven't drawn trump, I'm going to draw trump for them. The West player is looking at the same hand you are, and they have the same thought process. Why didn't they draw the trump? They must need to trump in the dummy. Why did my partner switch to a trump? He realized this. I need to cooperate and draw the trump for them. Ouch. One more trump, and the declarer's plan is ruined. You've drawn the declarer's trump for them, and you've prevented them from executing their plan of roughing a losing heart. Now you see that they're going to lose a heart. They can play a club if they want, and another club if they want. They can trump it. But you see that they have two losing hearts and no trump left in the dummy because the defense was smart enough to stop their plan. When you're on defense, you kind of have to figure out, what is the declarer going to do? What are they trying? What's their plan? And you can pick up little clues from the way they play their hand, and you can actually thwart them. Okay? So in this particular hand, we are now going to lose two hearts, and we have a losing diamond. Okay? Now, maybe, the defense makes some kind of an error. Maybe you play the 3 and they do something silly like hop up with the king and it crashes their partner's queen. But no, they see the 7's enough to win the trick. Okay? And now the declarer has nothing that they can do. They just don't have any more winners. These 2 jacks are losing cards. Very sad for the declarer here. They can trump that 9, and as long as they are not releasing a king of hearts, they're going to set the contract. Okay? So this hand was actually a defense lesson, okay? There was a way to set the contract. But if you don't draw the declarer's trump for them, they can make it by roughing a heart in the south hand. You need to stop them before they can do that. Okay? Okay. Hand number 6, last hand. East. Well, we have an opening hand. We've got 13 high card points. We have 5 spades. That's total of 14. We're going to open a spade. Yeah, I know your spades are only 5 to the jack, but that's still a perfectly fine 1 spade opening. We're looking at the number of trump we have and the total amount of points. So we open this a spade. I know the quality of the suit is not great. South passes. Now, what do we have in the west hand? We have 12 high card points with spade support. And we have an extra point we can give ourselves for length in clubs. We're going to bid game. We know we're going to bid game, and we know we're going to be in spades, but I want to check it out and see if we maybe can do more. When we have a good hand, an opening hand, we're going to make a new bid in our longest suit at the 2 level here. So we're going to bid 2 clubs. We have 5 clubs. Now, we know something that partner doesn't know. What does the West player know that partner doesn't know? West knows we're playing in spades. They already know this. Okay? They know we're playing in spades. The 2 clubs is game forcing. It says, I have an opening hand. Let's talk. Now, later when we learn about slam bidding, you'll see why we do this. Why we have this game forcing bid at the low level. It's at 2 clubs already. We're saying we're going to game somewhere. Let's negotiate. Now, when partner gives us a 2/1 bid like this is called bidding 2/1. You see why it's called that? We give partner a further description of our hand, and we're looking for another suit. Do we have a 4-card suit somewhere? We do. So we're just going to go ahead and bid it. We've got 4 diamonds. We're going to show partner we've got 4-card diamonds. Now, we're just describing our hand to our partner. We're just describing our hand to our partner, saying, yeah, partner, I have 5 spades, but I also have 4 diamonds or more in case you wanted to know. Okay, now we bid 4 spades. We've shown partner we've got an opening hand, and we actually showed them now that we did indeed have some spades for them, at least 3. And we've taken us to game, and with a minimum hand, we're just happy playing in game. We've got a minimum opening hand, nothing extra. It's not like we had 19 points or 20 points. If we did, we'd look for a slam, but we're happy in 4 spades. What's our lead? King, queen, 10, 6. That's an excellent suit to start with. We start with the king, top of touching honors. Now we're going to count our losers. We count losers in the east hand. Well, let's start with the spade suit. Well, we're missing the king of spades. All right, that's 1 loser. We've got the ace of hearts and a little heart. That's a 2nd loser. Okay, so we're up to 2 losers. We're missing the king of clubs. We have the ace and the jack, so that's another loser. We're up to 3. Diamonds. We have 2 losing diamonds. We have the ace to take care of a little guy. We have the king, but then these 2 guys are losers. Now, there's a bunch of opportunities we have on this hand. First, we have a club finesse we could try. If we lead a low club toward the ace jack, if the king is in the north hand, the jack will stand. If the king is in the south hand, the jack will lose. It's 50-50. Okay, fine. Hearts. I can't really do much about the losing heart. After that, ace is gone. I've got a loser. Can I discard it? Well, maybe I can set the clubs up and discard it. If the finesse works. Okay, well, we'll put a pin in that for later. Diamonds. I could trump losing diamonds in the west hand. I've only got 1 diamond. Once the ace is gone, I can trump the little diamonds with little trump here in the west hand. Okay, so I should be able to make this. One other thing I can try is I can try a spade finesse. I can lead a spade toward the ace queen and hope south has the king. So lots of opportunities on this hand. Let's see what happens. I grab the ace and I can set up my diamond roughs. Now the dummy is ready to rough diamonds. Okay, great. I need to get back to my hand to do that. I'm going to try a club finesse. They'll play low. I'll try the jack. Oh, and it holds. Great. I am now going to play not the king. I'll save that for later. I'm going to play a little diamond because I'm going to rough it. They play the jack, which should be a little concerning. They probably wouldn't have played the jack unless that was the last one they had left. Although they could have the queen, but I'll rough it. All right. I trumped a diamond in the dummy. I'm going to cross over to the ace of clubs. And something wonderful happens. The king dropped. Well, isn't that nice? One thing I should realize, though, the North player's out of clubs now. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have put that king down. They would have waited for my queen to be played. So they're out of clubs, in the north hand. I got to be careful. So if I play another diamond, they may take the opportunity to trump it. But they see that you've got the bigger trump in the dummy. They can beat whatever trump I manage to put on the table. So I'm just going to discard a club because I don't want them to overrough me. My suspicion was right. South was out of diamonds. Okay. I believe North is out of clubs. Well, I'll play a club anyway. They may decide to rough it, not knowing that I am also out. But I know the clubs are set up now. I can try a spade finesse. Now, when we've got Jack 10, 9, 8 opposite Ace Queen, we'll play the Jack. We'll try the Queen. The finesse wins. I can play the Ace. The King doesn't fall. But I'm going to play the 9 of spades. I know the King of spades is the 9 of clubs. The King of spades is the only spade that's out. I know the club is good. Yeah, I'll play the 9 of clubs, and I'm not going to trump it. I'm going to do the same technique we saw earlier. I'm going to dump a loser on a loser. I got a losing heart, I'll ditch it. They can trump it or not. If they trump it, they're using the tallest trump. Doesn't really hurt me. I'll trump a heart now. And again, I know this king is good. If they want to trump it, they can. It costs them the biggest trump left. It doesn't matter at this point what they do. They'll either drop the queen of hearts or they'll rough it with the king of spades. Either way, I'm going to get one of these two tricks. They're only getting the king of spades. Let's suppose they decide, all right, fine, I'll take it. Well, now my 10 is the last trump left. I actually made 12 tricks. How about that? I took advantage of my long suits and my finesses, and I was able to make some extra tricks. I actually made 12 tricks on this hand because I played it really hard. All right. That's it for today, folks. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.